These are fourth graders in Byron, Minnesota, and they'll be demonstrating you our putting activity in the first tee program. While we're doing this, we're using the clubs and the balls from the first tee program. That back row you're sitting there, they are in what's called a safety zone. They remain in the safety zone the whole time. They don't play with the hula hoops. They don't lift them anyway. It's just made to keep them away from the person that's hitting. The person that's hitting, they're right now in the hitting zone. They will walk ahead a little bit, and they will try to putt to the hopscotch mats. There's all different balls they can putt from anywhere in this zone. They can move up close, they can be farther back, and they try to aim for a certain number, not just for the whole mat. There are several games we can play on this. We can play most points, where they try to see who can get the most points by landing on the highest numbers. In that game, if you go for the 8 or 9 or 10, that's a high reward in that game, but it's also a high risk, because if they go off the mat at the end of it, they don't get any points. That's one game. The other game they can play is climb the ladder, and that means they have to start at number 1, and they can't move on until they get to number 2. They make number 2, then they move on to number 3, number 4, all the way up, and the first one to get to 10 after they've climbed every one would win that game. So those are a couple different games that they can play. Right now they're just playing challenge. The person that's behind them in the order will pick the number that they have to try to putt to. And that'll be the challenge to them. So they're going to demonstrate that now. Okay, let's go, guys. So they just take turns, they take their 2 shots. The partner gives them, this particular activity gives them a challenge number, and they try to hit that number and they move on. Miles, what number are you shooting for? What? You're a little bit short. Let's see if you can get it this time. So you have to put a little more force on the ball to get to 10, right? Well, the distance was right. It took a funny skip on you, didn't it? All right. So that's our first tee putting program that we're doing here.